Good morning. It's Sunday, December 27th, and here we are in the middle of Operation Warp Speed. And I'm reading an article that says that millions of U.S. vaccine doses are sitting on ice, which is putting the 2020 goal in jeopardy. Millions of COVID-19 vaccines are sitting unused at hospitals and elsewhere. And as of Wednesday, only 1 million shots of the Pfizer vaccine had been given. That's about 1/3 of the shipment that the U.S. received. And hospitals have started giving out Moderna vaccine. And we haven't gotten a report from the CDC how well that's going right now. But the slow pace, beginning in the first week with only 614,000 shots, even though over 2 million were shipped out, indicates there's a major problem in this entire effort. The hospital said they started slowly, because it took time to prepare everything. And then the previously frozen shots have to be thawed. So that's another problem. But I don't know why they don't have all of that figured out before they start setting targets for themselves. So things have to be done properly, and there has to be organization within the vaccination sites. That means social distancing before and after the vaccine. And who knows what the size of these vaccination sites look like. I'm sure they're all different. I'm sure they're all indoors and outdoors and a variety of spaces. And there's a lot of thinking that probably has to go into how to set this thing up and how to give these vaccines out safely. And then, of course, there's the major problem of having enough staff to do this. Now, the Trump administration promised that we would vaccinate 20 million by the end of the year, but they provided very little funding to achieve the goal. So from today till the end of the year is only 5 days. I don't know how we're going to reach the goal of 20 million with only 5 days left. I don't even know how many have been given out at this point. So, this is a case of hurry up and wait, a case of poor planning. But I don't want to get into that because I don't blame people for all of the stuff that's happening, because it's happening so fast. And after all, not everybody's equipped to do what they're supposed to do. It takes an immense amount of planning, which is obviously not our government's strong suit. What the U.S. Operation Warp Speed Chief Advisor, Dr. Monsif Salou, said, we can make a commitment to deliver the vaccine, but we can't make the commitment really to make sure that the shots are given out. He noted that the rate of people getting a shot in their arm is much slower than they thought it would be. Well, I don't know what experience they were judging the speed of vaccinations on. There's no experience in this kind of vaccination in recent memory. So it was all guesswork. So you probably had to tell the people something, and now you've overstated the situation, and you have to live with that. But what you should probably do right now is step up to the plate and say, we're not going to make the goal, we need more help. We need more and more help, but that hasn't happened. So I think really it's time to tell the people the truth, that this thing is going slower and that we need more cooperation. And you can also tell them that 2 more vaccines are coming in February from Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca, so there'll be more vaccine available. No, the government is sticking by their guns and saying that they want to give 100 million shots of Pfizer and Moderna by March 1st. I don't know how they can do that. And remember, 100 million shots is only 50 million people, because Pfizer and Moderna require 2 shots. So I'm not sure whether that 100 million represents the first shot or the first and second shot for people. But in any event, getting 100 million shots done by March 1st means that you are inoculating 1 out of every 3 people that lives in this country. Now, take the children out of that mess and everything, and maybe it's only 1 and 2.5 people that live in this country. But that's a lot of inoculations, a lot of inoculations. So I think the timing and everything has been overstated and underperformed. But I can't really blame anybody because this is a situation that we're all trying to do our best in. And I don't think we started planning way back in March for this situation. We didn't start planning for this situation in July either, because it slowed down and it was going to go away. But now it's back and it's thriving. It's worse than it's ever been in this country. And yes, we have a vaccine, and that's great. So I think the message that's going out is, if you want to live long enough to get to the vaccine, then you should wear your mask and stay safe. Eventually, we'll all get vaccinated, but it's not going to be as quickly as we first thought. So I think a reassessment is valuable at this time, and a reassessment should be blasted out to the people to tell them the real, absolute truth as to how this thing is going. And it's going very slowly. And my son was online for 4 hours just waiting to get a test. So this situation is not going to go as quickly as promised. I can tell you one thing, that the people who are trying to give all the shots out are working very hard and have been very creative with setting up inoculation stations. In Indiana, they had a drive-through station set up at one of the firehouses. But as good as that was, they weren't able to complete their vaccinations in the time that they thought they would. But at least they're trying hard, and that's true all around this country. People are trying hard. Now, in some very large hospitals, they were actually able to inoculate 1,000 people in one day. But still, many, many places were way behind schedule. But as of the last reports, things are starting to speed up a little bit. But we're behind, and we have to be patient, and we have to be smart. So just remember this. Eventually, we'll all get a shot. If we want it, there are still many people out there that don't want to take a shot. But if we want it, we will get it. But the thing is to keep ourselves alive and healthy enough to get the shot. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's a long, long tunnel. And I'll leave you with that thought, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.